Hello again to another Aga Reacts, and today we'll be watching How Capitalism Killed Holidays from Panda Infographics, and from December 2019. I don't know. We'll just see what they have to say. Obviously, no one gonna be saying that no, Christmas it's not. I'm not saying killed because obviously, but it's very kind of like a shopping, like related and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense. Okay, let's just start.
Holidays have become a spectacle of shopping. They used to be days of rest and relaxation, where we honor certain religious or secular traditions in quiet comfort. They were days to spend time with family and friends, to eat good food, and to take a break from the dizzying pace of real life. They were a time to go outside, to recreate ourselves, and replenish our bodies from the grueling nature of work. Holidays have been transformed into shopping sprees, where we are told to buy products and services at the lowest possible prices. They've been converted into days where retail and commercial outlets make money by convincing us to spend, to use our credit cards, and reward ourselves for our hard work. They tell us by virtue of their low prices, you can afford this, and even if you can't, we'll finance you. In a sense, shopping is the new tradition celebrated in almost all holidays, compelling us to buy things we don't need with money we don't have. In this video, we'll look at various holidays and how they've been co-opted by large industries for profit. Let's begin with some of the worst: patriotic bank holidays.
Memorial Day weekend, remembrance, and ushering in summer, and that transition means deals. So
it's United Nissan's Veterans Day sale. It's the BrandsMart USA Veterans Day sales event.
It's the July 4th sale at Standard TV and Appliance.
This Martin Luther King Day weekend, United Nissan has the best deals in town.
3-day MLK holiday sale through Monday night.
It's Macy's Memorial Day sale with specials Wednesday through Monday.
From car dealerships to mattress retailers, to furniture stores to clothing malls, they all profit off of bank holidays. Virtually all retail or e-commerce outlets exploit these holidays for profit. How should we honor the fallen veterans? They tell us to buy a car. How should we honor Martin Luther King? They tell us to buy mattresses. How should we honor our forefathers? They tell us to buy some furniture. And how should we honor the laborers that serve us every day? They tell us to buy new wardrobes. It's a weird reality when you think about it. It's as if the purpose of these holidays is to use the time to spend more money. Such national holidays have become consumer spending sprees, losing almost all relationship to their original purposes and meanings. Let's move on to the complete spectacle that's become a Valentine's Day. Flower, card, and jewelry industries manipulate Valentine's Day by requiring us to buy expensive gifts to show our true love for others. It's become a day of consumer duty, obligation, and involuntary spending in order to impress the ones we love. And most people are aware of this. A 2009 survey showed that most people don't even want to participate in Valentine's Day, but they feel like they have to out of a sense of duty and obligation. They just feel the pressure to show they care through buying things. The genius of Valentine's Day is that the jewelry, candy, and flower industries created traditions that now require men
Okay, let me just take this away. You can stay there, okay?
On their girlfriends or spouses. And if they don't, they'll be in serious trouble. Why? Because these industries push a narrative that women aren't valued very much unless they receive a card and an associated gift. And that creates a lot of pressure. And for this reason, Valentine's Day is actually America's least favorite holiday.
Millie, what you doing? Hey, Millie.
Let's move on now to Halloween, a nightmare of consumerism marketed towards children. Halloween was originally an ancient Celtic holiday dedicated to remembering the dead. It occurred during the fall harvest, where people symbolized spirits and ghosts through the use of costumes. Lanterns also represented spirits, eventually turning into jack-o'-lanterns.
Millie,
as we
is
have
your
them
face
today.
so itchy
But what
that
it
you
is
have to
today
scratch
is
against
something
anything
entirely
here?
different. Halloween's become a day of manipulation and excess. How did this begin? Well, after World War II, when sugar rations were lifted, candy companies saw opportunity in selling candy during Halloween. To do this, candy companies created massively expensive advertising campaigns to promote candy during Halloween, resulting in the modern norm of trick-or-treating. And it worked. Halloween
I thought
now
that was more
represents
like
nearly 20% of all candy sales for the
old
entire year.
tradition,
Approximately
not
90
just
million
new.
pounds of candy. Indeed, companies like Nestle, the Hershey Company, and Mars see spikes in profits during the last 2 weeks of October. $2.6 billion annually. The other major industry that is actually bigger is costumes. The costume industry is large, but often unnoticed, since it only pops up once a year. During the month of October, you'll see various Halloween stores on the sides of freeways pop up just for a few weeks. They'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars, then vanish for another 11 months. They're a silent yet massive industry. $3.2 billion in sales in October 2018 alone. Halloween is also an ecological disaster. Nearly 250 million pounds of pumpkins end up in landfills on November 1st. Which is ironic, given that Americans will eat almost anything pumpkin flavored.
But not the
except
pumpkin.
pumpkins. Thanksgiving is perhaps the least exploited holiday, at least on
Really?
the surface. There are no norms of gift exchange, and no rituals of buying anything but food, albeit usually excessive amounts of it. For example, in 2016, Americans threw away almost 200 million pounds of turkey during Thanksgiving. It wasn't historically a day of waste and excess, but it seems to have become one. Nonetheless, there are at least no norms of gift exchange, just family and friends sharing quality time and food together. There are also no big sales during Thanksgiving Day, because most places are closed or at least have reduced hours. Ah, a break from consumerism. Well, at least it used to be that way. Around 8 p.m., after the food is put away, the extravaganza begins. Thanksgiving night now marks the official beginning of the biggest shopping spectacle of all year. The
Really?
alpha male of spending sprees.
You don't like
The
coffee?
supreme
No,
scream
don't.
of consumerism. Black Friday. After dinner, consumers line up at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and other places to cash in on the year's biggest sales. Thanksgiving, the only holiday once sanitized of all consumer greed, now serves as the inaugural ceremony of Black Friday. Black Friday marks the official beginning of Christmas shopping, where crowds of people trample over each other in herds, descending upon limited supply products. And that's exactly what department stores want you to believe. Supply is limited. It's a mindset that gets you to spend way more than you originally intended. You see, the mindset of scarcity triggers a primitive human herd mentality sparked by fear. It's as if the end of the world is coming, and we're all frantically competing for goods and supplies in order to survive. But in reality, there is no apocalypse coming. It's just Christmas.
Yeah, just Christmas. You, Millie? What you have here? A fluff?
During the Christmas season, Americans spend over $700 billion in retail sales alone, which represents nearly 30% of all retail sales of the entire year. Consumers, on average, take out around $1,000 in debt, and about half of those consumers take out more than $5,000 in debt during the Christmas season. Why do people spend so much money during Christmas? And when did this all begin to happen? Well, most of it is associated with the fictional character we know today as Santa Claus, who was known for centuries in Europe as Saint Nicholas. When the Dutch arrived in New Amsterdam in the 1600s, which is today known as Manhattan, New York, they brought with them Sinterklaas, the Dutch name for Saint Nicholas, whom they celebrated on the 6th day of December with gift-giving and feasting.
Maybe I can't see.
As the tradition caught on later in New York, department stores in the 1840s saw opportunity in Santa Claus as a marketing gimmick, so they began to advertise in newspapers that the real-life Santa Claus was coming to their stores to greet customers and their children, hoping to garner more foot traffic. This marketing trend was so successful that as time passed, Christmas became synonymous with Santa Claus, which is odd given that St. Nicholas actually has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus. Yet because of department store marketing and popular movies like Miracle on 34th Street in 1947, Santa Claus became a secular figure that could appeal to all sorts of buyers, not just Christian buyers. This increased the number of shoppers by increasing the market size, and thereby increasing sales and profitability. If you fast forward today, Christmas has successfully shed itself of most of its religious affiliations, inviting everyone of all religions to participate in the spectacle of consumer shopping. This Christmas, ask yourself one question. Is Christmas really the season of giving? Or is it actually just the season of buying?
Okay. What can I say? He is not wrong in the fact that everything is just commercialized and geared for selling and buying. So I think he gave loads of good points there. It's obviously geared for more American market with all those like Thanksgiving and 4th of July and Memorial Day and things like that. And that's where it come from as well. Someone just was thinking straight and it's like, oh, why wouldn't you just do sales on those days as well? You know, like get people encouraged to buy stuff because they're actually off, isn't it? Most of the time. Those days are usually off as well for people. So they have time, they have extra time. Why don't they just make them come to our store and spend more money? Yeah. So I think that's what I have to say. They're all everything that he said, I'm actually agree with it. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.